do you realize how inaccurate the voter rolls are with just people just moving around?
There's no evidence of widespread voter fraud.
There's no evidence that there's not either. That's the definition of fraud.
Mr. Meadows, if that's even your real name, moving around these houses and registering to vote in all these different houses, it's like you're a fugitive who's filling out forwarding mail forms. Hey, I'm a fugitive. I'm wanted by the FBI. Better file that change of address. What are you doing, Mark? What are you doing? What are Republicans doing? What is it about Republicans? And they do this all the time. The ones who talk loudest about doing dirt are doing that exact dirt.
But as it turns out, it's quite easy to cheat if you're Mark Meadows, a man bereft of any election integrity himself. We've now learned that until last week, he was simultaneously registered to vote in 3 different states: North Carolina, Virginia, and South Carolina, until last week.
Hey, it's Alonzo Bodden again with Rebel HQ and TYT. We're talking about Mark Meadows and voter fraud. He is an expert on voter fraud, maybe because he's registered to vote in 3 states. That's right, he's registered to vote simultaneously in Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina.
After he left the White House, Mark Meadows joined an organization named the Conservative Partnership Institute, which runs what they call an election integrity network, quote, dedicated to securing the legality of every American vote.
And he's the expert on voter fraud. He works for the Conservative Partnership Institute. It's always an institute, right? It's always an institute. And they say they're going to crack down on voter fraud. Well, maybe they hired him the way Vegas hires cheaters to catch cheaters. The problem is they hired a guy who isn't very good at it. You're going to do voter fraud and you're going to use an address in North Carolina? As much voter fraud as has been found in North Carolina, by the way, all that voter fraud in North Carolina has been Republican voter fraud in North Carolina. Mark, how do I know that and you don't? I don't work for an institute.
Meadows was even the keynote speaker at their Election Integrity Summit earlier this year, and his speech made it very clear he hates election fraud.
It's more important that we continue to fight the fight on election integrity, regardless of who the candidate is. It's very important that it becomes easy to vote but hard to cheat.
But as it turns out, it's quite easy to cheat if you're Mark Meadows.
North Carolina. You actually used North Carolina. In 2019, Leslie McCrae Dowless was charged with, check this out, 3 felony counts of obstruction of justice, 2 counts of conspiring to commit obstruction of justice, and 2 counts of possession of absentee ballots. That's right. This was the guy who had people filling out absentee ballots, throwing away ballots, just completely ruining the congressional election down in North Carolina. It was so bad. It was so bad. They had hearings. The hearings ended with the election board calling the election a mess, an absolute mess, and ordering a new election. They had to redo the election because there was so much mail voter fraud. The kind of stuff that Mark Meadows is talking about. People sending in dead people's ballots and who knows what. Mark, this is the state you chose to fake it in? Come on now, you know. You know North Carolina's watching. And then, this is brilliant. You give the address of a mobile home up in the Appalachians as if you live amongst the constituents that vote for Trump. You know you don't live amongst poor people up in the Appalachians. Unbelievable. You live in North Carolina, you have them send your North Carolina ballot to your Virginia address, and then you buy a house and register again in South Carolina, and you're the expert? Oh, Mark, you can do better. Isn't that what Melania said? Do better?
Last month, the New Yorker reported that Meadows and his wife registered to vote in North Carolina a couple of months before the 2020 general election, listing their address ridiculously, laughably, as this mobile home in the Appalachian Mountains. But they never lived at or owned that property. North Carolina officials have now removed him from the rolls and are investigating Meadows for potential voter fraud, noting that he voted in Virginia in 2021, registered at his Alexandria address, where he actually lived. And just weeks after that report came out, Meadows registered to vote in his 3rd state, South Carolina, where he purchased a $1.6 million waterfront home last summer.
What is it about Republicans And they do this all the time. The ones who talk loudest about doing dirt are doing that exact dirt. For example, and I've talked about this before, the gay marriage issue. The ones who were yelling the most about gay marriage, anti-gay marriage, we hate gay marriage, Jesus don't like gay marriage, they all turned out to be gay. They were all tempted into being gay. Maybe somehow Mark Meadows has been tempted into voter fraud. Listen, Republicans, I'm going to give you some advice, okay? Take it or not, use it or don't. If you're committing a crime, if you're doing something bad, if you have a secret, don't call attention to that secret. Here's an idea. Cross over dirt. Yeah, I'm going to throw this to you. Cross over dirt. So if you're a closeted gay Republican, you should go after voter fraud. And if you're a fraudulent voting Republican, you should go after gay marriage. See, that way when they investigate you, they may find out you're doing dirt, but they won't find out you're doing the dirt you're talking about. See how that works? I'm just throwing it out there. Also, if you're committing a crime, stop giving them your real address. Mark, do better. Do better. Do best.